Amoka's hands trembled as she held her phone, staring at the message on her screen. The words blurred as tears welled in her eyes. Meet me at Royal Crest Restaurant. We need to talk. Daniel had sent it. Her heart pounded. After weeks of unanswered calls and distant replies, he finally wanted to see her. Was this the moment he would explain everything? Tell her that she was still the one. That all the whispers, the rumors, the nights he ignored her, it was all just a misunderstanding. She hurried through the busy streets, ignoring the drizzle that slowly turned into heavy rain. Her dress clung to her skin, her shoes sinking into muddy puddles, but she didn't care. All that mattered was seeing Daniel. As she reached the glass doors of the upscale restaurant, she stopped. Through the dim golden lights, she saw him, Daniel, laughing. His hand resting on another woman's. The woman leaned in, whispering something in his ear. He grinned. Amoka's breath hitched. Daniel looked happy. Happier than he had been in months. But not with her. At that moment, something inside her shattered. What would she do next? Walk in and confront him? Turn away and pretend she had never seen it? Or would she finally accept the painful truth staring her in the face? Find out I loved him, but he left me with scars. Story time. Dreams of a better life. Amoka grew up in a small, dusty village where survival was an art. Her father was a struggling farmer, and her mother sold akara by the roadside to make ends meet. She was the firstborn of 5 children, and from an early age, she learned that life didn't offer handouts. Every day before school, she helped her mother fry akara, inhaling the hot oil's scent while listening to her mother's words of encouragement. You will be the one to change our story, Amoka. You are special. Her mother's words were her fuel, her source of strength. At school, Amoka was the kind of student teachers admired, brilliant, hardworking, and disciplined. Despite her worn-out uniform and shoes that barely held together, she carried herself with quiet dignity. That was where she met Daniel. Daniel's background mirrored hers: poverty, struggle, and an unwavering hope for the future. They became friends, then study partners, then something more. Under the mango tree in the schoolyard, they spoke of their dreams. One day, I'll be an engineer, Daniel would say. I'll build big structures, and my parents will never have to worry about money again. And I'll be a doctor, Amoka would reply, her eyes shining. I'll make sure no one dies just because they are poor. They promised each other they would succeed together. They were young, hopeful, and in love. The sacrifice. When university admission results came out, Amoka and Daniel were thrilled. They had both made it. But joy soon turned to sorrow when Daniel realized his parents couldn't afford his tuition fees. He was devastated. Maybe I should wait for next year, he murmured, trying to mask his pain. But Amoka couldn't bear to see his dream crumble. Without hesitation, she made a bold decision: she would put her own dreams on hold. She worked tirelessly. During the day, she scrubbed floors in offices. At night, she sold roasted plantain by the roadside. She endured insults from impatient customers and lecherous men who thought they could buy more than plantain. But she endured it all because she believed in Daniel. When she handed him the money for his first-year fees, Daniel wept. Amoka, I swear, one day I will repay you. I will never forget this. She believed him. Months later, she saved enough to enroll herself, though she had to take night classes and continue working to support herself. But she was happy. After all, they were still chasing their dreams together. A new world. University life was different. The campus was alive with possibilities, filled with students from all backgrounds, some who had struggled like them, and others who had never known hardship. Daniel was drawn to the latter. At first, Amoka didn't mind. He was making new friends, boys who wore designer clothes, drove expensive cars, and talked about business deals instead of school assignments. Connections are good, she told herself. Maybe one day, they'll help him get a job. But then, the late-night calls stopped. The weekend meetups became less frequent. When she visited him at his hostel, he was always busy. One evening, she found him in an upscale restaurant, laughing with a girl, one of the rich ones. The kind who never struggled to pay fees. He saw her. He didn't even flinch. Her heart pounded. Daniel. He sighed, annoyed by her presence. Amoka, what are you doing here? I was just passing by. She forced a smile, but her throat felt tight. She wanted to believe it was nothing. Maybe a class project, maybe a study session. But then, she saw it, the way his hand rested on the girl's, the way she leaned into him. Something inside her cracked. That night, she stayed awake, clutching her phone, waiting for a message from him. An explanation. It never came. Chapter 4, The Breaking Point. Days turned into weeks. The distance between them grew wider. The boy who once held her close during thunderstorms now barely acknowledged her presence. When she finally confronted him, she expected guilt, regret, anything to prove that he still cared. Instead, he laughed. Amoka, I can't be with someone like you forever. You're too simple. You don't fit into the life I want. Simple. The word rang in her ears. This was the boy she had sacrificed everything for. The boy she had loved when he had nothing. She wanted to scream, to remind him of all she had done. But what was the point? He had already made his choice. That night, she cried, not just for the love she lost, but for the time, the trust, the dreams she had shared with someone who never truly valued her. Chapter 5, Rising from the Ashes. Pain has a way of reshaping people. Amoka threw herself into her studies. She worked harder, studied longer, and refused to let heartbreak define her. The girl who once lived in Daniel's shadow began to shine on her own. She graduated with top honors. She earned a scholarship for her master's degree abroad. She built the life she had always dreamed of, not for Daniel, not for anyone, but for herself. Then one day, a message popped up on her phone. Amoka, I made a mistake. Can we talk? She stared at the screen for a moment, then smiled. And deleted the message. The end. Thanks for watching African Folks by Joyval. Your support are priceless. To all our new subscribers, we really appreciate your stop by to watch our wonderful African tales. Please kindly support or join our community by subscribing to our channel. Your thoughts below are great needed. To all our wonderful old subscribers, thanks so much for your constant support. We love you all. God bless you all. Epilogue, Lessons from Amoka's story. 1. Never sacrifice your dreams for someone who wouldn't do the same for you. Love should inspire growth, not require self-abandonment. 2. Watch how people treat you when they no longer need you. That is their true character. 3. Not everyone you help will be grateful. Some will forget, some will betray you. Help people, but never lose yourself in the process. 4. Heartbreak isn't the end, it's a new beginning. Painful experiences shape us. Let them make you wiser, not bitter. 5. Your worth isn't determined by someone's inability to see it. Never shrink yourself to fit into someone else's world. The right love will find you just as you are. Dear young girl, choose yourself. Choose your future. And the right love, the one that truly values you, will meet you along the way.